Councilwoman Selby,
Present.
Councilman Tarantini,
Present.
Supervisor Keating,
Present.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Present.
Councilwoman Martin.
Present.
Supervisor Keating, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, I must say, it is nice to see everybody back here, and actually our town clerk notified me today that it is very interesting to say that it is almost exactly 6 months from our last meeting, or actually from when we declared state of emergency, so glad we can be back. Tonight, we only have one item for preliminary matters. Under preliminary matters, I'll take this item tonight. It's for Town of Boston Resolution 2020-52, which is authorizing the purchase of a van for the dog control officer. The total amount of the van is $15,266.93. It's for a 2016 Ford Transit Connect. The way that this breaks out is that there was insurance proceeds. Our previous dog control vehicle was involved in a motor vehicle accident. So the insurance proceeds was that was returned to the town was $7,791.96. The additional sum to make up the total is coming out of the contingency account, and that is a total of $7,474.97. I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2020-52.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Tarantini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to regular business, item number 2 tonight. So item number 1 under regular business is the correction and adoption of minutes for the September 2nd, 2020 board meeting. Councilwoman Lukacek, you may take notes tonight.
Not a problem, Mr. Supervisor. I had a moment to review the minutes from September 2nd, and I had no edits or suggestions to change. Make a motion that we approve the minutes from September 2nd.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Tarantini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to item number 2 tonight under regular business, we have the consideration of all fund bills. Councilwoman Lukacek, do you mind taking the fund bills tonight?
Not a problem. I had an opportunity to review a number of the items in the fund bills. I make a motion that we approve the total payables submitted for approval for $189,217.67. I make a motion we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Tarantini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving along, we have item number 3, which is correspondence tonight. First item is a letter from our highway superintendent, Mr. Telek, regarding the MEO new hire, and that has been received and filed. We'll get that moving along. Item number 2 is a letter from Barbara Moore to extend the time for the Connect Life blood drive on October 6, 2020. That has been received and filed. Just a little side note on Connect Life, I actually did have a conversation with Jamie from Connect Life, and he wanted to just have me thank the town of Boston for our support over the years. We have essentially become a model for other communities. We have enough of a repeat clientele, if you will, that has come in, constantly gives back to our community. We've saved tons of lives. Our town clerk has reported on this, so he just wanted to thank all of us for our support and hosting it. He said that Boston comes up frequently in their board meetings. So really, thank you to Barbara, and seriously thank you to all of us board members and the town clerk and everyone else that helps make that happen. Item number 3.
And the people that show up to donate.
That too, yes, thank you. Yes, the most important, yes, the people that come in. For every pint of blood, 3 lives are saved, so that's huge. That's huge. Item number 3 under correspondence is the 2019 Erie County Clerk Annual Report. That has been received and filed, and is on. We do have a copy of that if any residents are looking to want to see the county clerk's report, but it is also available on their website. Item number 4 is the August 2020 income statement from my office and the bookkeeper's office. That has been received and filed. no other correspondence for tonight, so we'll move on to item number 4 under new business and request from the floor. 3-minute time limit. It's nice to see everybody back, so I will open up the floor. Please come up to the microphone, state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
Jay, hold on, I have to plug it in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we just have to.
Following the instructions.
Just gotta plug it in.
Am I
He's not plugged in.
Okay.
Now try.
First time for everyone.
Yep. It's Christian.
Are we short one for it? Oh,
Jay Jackson, 7964 Back Creek Road, that's my old house. I didn't prepare this one as well as I did the last one, but it is good to see everybody. It's unfortunate that, it seems to me anyway, a lot of the work that you folks do is only recognized when something goes wrong. The concerns, the plans, the efforts that you all put out, it is impressive. Being remote, for whatever reason, made me realize that more. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, with no other comment, I will close the floor. Item number 2 under new business tonight, we have a use of meeting facility. Give our deputy clerk a moment. I want to rush her. Our new world. All right, Councilwoman Lukacek is back in business. All right, item number 2 under new business. We have use of meeting facility for the VNA flu shot clinic. Councilwoman Martin, you mind taking that item tonight?
thank you Supervisor. We received an application for the use of town meeting facility from the Visiting Nurses Association, Kaleida Health, for a flu shot clinic on the 16th of October from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and they'll be using this room, the courtroom. I make a motion to approve this town meeting facility request.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 3 under new business tonight is a use of facility for the North Boston Volunteer Fire Company for their 2021 Gala fundraiser. Councilman Cardicini, am I taking that item?
Thank you Supervisor Keating. We have an application for use of facility by the North Boston Volunteer Fire Company for their annual gala to be held on 7/11/21. They're requesting the date of 7/8 through 7/12/2021 for setup and takedown. And they are serving alcohol. It is a public event, and I make a motion that we accept this application
I'll second.
and hope that it actually happens.
Right?
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 4 under new business tonight is another use of facility from Krista McCabe for the Young American Hamburg Soccer Club. Councilwoman Lukacek, am I taking that item?
Certainly, Mr. Supervisor. Krista McCabe, Young American Soccer, Hamburg Soccer Club is requesting number of dates to use the North Boston Park Fields for their soccer games and practices between the times of 4:30 to 7 o'clock. The dates will be 9/27, 10/4, 11, 10/11, 10/18, and 10/25. They will line the fields, is what she noted. I make a motion, we accept the request for application for the Young American Soccer Club.
1 second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 5 is under new business is another use of meeting facility, or a use of meeting facility for Girl Scout Troop 30659. Councilwoman Selby, do you mind taking that item?
Yes, we received a use of facility application from Girl Scout Troop 30659, the troop leader, Angela, for approximately 9 attendees, from 3:45 in the afternoon to 5:45 in the afternoon, of various dates, starting October 14th through May 19th, as per the attached schedule. I'd like to make a motion to approve this.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
I have to abstain because it's my wife.
Supervisor Keating,
Absolutely, yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item number 6 under new business tonight is a request for refund of use of facility from it's the fee, going back to the Boston Democratic Social Club. And Councilwoman Martin, do you mind taking that item?
Yes, Supervisor. We received a letter from Barbara Moore, the president of the Boston Democratic Social Club, requesting their refund for the Easter egg hunt for their deposit for the use of facility. I make a motion to approve the refund.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, I'm going to put together items number 7 and number 8 tonight. We have 2 approvals for the North Boston Fire Department for new firefighters. And Councilman Karakini, would you mind taking those 2 items tonight?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. We received correspondence from the North Boston Fire Company to add new member Derek Wykowski and John Stans to become active duty members of the fire company. I make a motion that we approve these members.
Second?
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Absolutely, yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, number 9 tonight is scheduling a public hearing for the Federal Community Development Grant. I'll take this item. It's for, there's a federal grant that comes out of the CDBG funds, but I'd like to schedule a public hearing for October 7th, 2020 for the Federal Community Development Grant. I make a motion to schedule that hearing.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Item number 10, schedule a public hearing for the 2021-10 budget. I'll also take this one as a supervisor. I'd like to make a motion to schedule a public hearing for on October 21st, 2020 for the 2021 tentative budget.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, we don't have any other new business and no old business tonight, so we will move along to reports and presentations. Highway Superintendent. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. First, I'd like to report that I got good news as far as doing the budget this year. Salt prices went down. There's actually 2 different people that bid on the salt this year instead of 1 like the past few years. So last year's salt price was $57.98. This year, our salt price is $44.13.
Nice.
So, that being said, after doing my budget this year should go down. I know it's just the beginning and it's not the final budget, but my budget, when I did my worksheets, went down over $10,000, and that's after giving all the workers their 3% cost of living raise. Other than that, a couple weeks ago, we did our last day of oil and stoning. We did quite a few roads. They turned out really great. Our roads are in great shape. Mr. Hawkins, we did your road and several other roads. Brush pickup is going to start again on October 1st. We were looking to buy a new salt box for our 1 truck. We got prices. The price of the box was $42,596, so we talked it over with the men, and we're going through it and totally redoing the floor and all the framework underneath it, and
fixing it up, and I imagine it's gonna cost us a couple $1,000s, but it's far cheaper than spending $42,596. Other than that, our town roads have been all mowed. We did a little more paving work today. We put some new culvert pipes in and a little paving. Guys been working on the trucks. Other than that, I'd like to thank the board for the okay for my new worker. Mr. Brown's an excellent mechanic. He'll fit in great down there. He's got a lot of paving experience, drainage experience, knows how to run equipment. He's willing to work day and night like the guys do in the winter time, so he should be a great worker. Other than that, I think some of the residents in town that live on county roads and any residents that drive on county roads should put the county on notice if they see defects in any of the roads, the shoulders, the pavement, potholes, whatever, because the condition of the county roads in the town of Boston are in really bad shape. And I'd appreciate if anybody's seen any defects that live on a town road, I'd love to know, because right now, I believe every one of our roads, there's not one pothole on every road that we have in our town. Our shoulders are in good shape. So if you see anything, or if you want any ditching done in the subdivisions, we'd be glad to do it, but we usually don't go into subdivisions and do any ditching, because usually when we do, we get nothing but complaints. So if you have a ditch you want cleaned out, we'd be glad to do it, and that's all I have tonight, and it's glad to all be back. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Selby, you have the
Thank
floor.
you. I just wanted to say it's great to have this in-person meeting. It's just so much more efficient. I feel like there's more done, and it's just a way better way of heading meetings. I wanted to report yesterday, thank you, Jason, we had our drainage kickoff meeting yesterday, and I look forward to working with the people from Labella, and hopefully Bob will be included, and we'll get on the same page and get all those areas of need, drainage issues, a plan set so that we can move forward on moving ahead with those kind of improvements for the town. Other than that, that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Councilman Carnegie, you have the floor.
It's great to be back, great to see everybody. I share everybody's sentiment there. I just wanted to thank the gentlemen that we approved tonight from North Boston, Derek Wachowski and John Stans, for their service to our community, and welcome them. That's all I have tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilwoman Martin, or I'm sorry, Councilwoman Yudichak, sorry. You have the floor.
Great to be back, and hopefully we'll see the planning and zoning boards back in the hall as well. So, other than that, I have nothing.
All right. Councilwoman Martin.
I'm gonna say ditto is what Jen said, and it was kind of sad for me to read about refunding the money from the egg hunt. I really missed out on that this year. It was, hopefully next year we'll get back to normalcy, yeah, knock on wood. But yeah, good to be back and seeing everybody, human faces, people.
Absolutely. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, and yes, ditto to that. The town clerk's report for August 2020 has been submitted to the supervisor's office. I have received the code enforcement officer's report for July 2020 that's been received and filed in my office. The hunting licenses are still on sale in the clerk's office. Just call us for an appointment, and we can usually set that up right away for you to come in. And the DMPs are available until October 1st. Any leftovers after the appoint date will end up coming out in a week to 10 days. After that, when we get the notice, then I will let the hunters know. If they give us a call, we'll let them know what is left over. And Jason, we're going to mention the Erie County Hazardous Waste, both of the events.
If you would like to,
Okay,
again,
sure,
go right
I
ahead.
will. I just wanted to be
No
covered.
problem. No problem.
The Erie County is hosting the Hazardous Waste Collection Day. There is one in Buffalo that is September 26th. There is still availability. Lois had checked today. There's still appointments that are available for that. And you are able to sign up for that by calling 858-6800 as the county number, or at erie.gov/recycling. And there is also plenty of room available for our event right here in Boston on October 31st. So that is, you can do that right at the same number and website to sign up for that. So it just depends on if you want to get rid of those household hazardous waste sooner or wait a little bit longer if you're cleaning out your garage this fall. And it's Jason here that was mentioned during the board meeting about the Connect Life. The next blood drive is October 6th in the community room, and contact connectlife.org to sign up for that. That is all done by appointment. And we are kind of, with being able to have our doors open for appointments, even though the doors are still locked, everything is by appointment. All offices are in the same situation right now, so we are doing the best that we can to take care of anyone who calls to, schedule an appointment. We want to get everyone in as soon as possible. A lot of times people just come to the door and give us a call and we're able to take care of them, or else maybe they just have to wait 5 or 10 minutes. That is going well, considering the situation, that we're in. You'll see our table that is out in the hall. We take care of all of our work right at that location. And then that way, resident will stay right at that table. They're not coming in to any of our offices or even at the door of our offices. And then we just work back and forth through, whether it be the clerk's office or court, the assessor, building department. And now we have the new form now, also the questionnaire, so it adds another layer to our duties that we have to do. But we understand that's what is needed, and really the point is to take care of as many residents as possible and get our lives back to as much normalcy as we can. I did take a look at the where we were in compared last year, January through the end of August compared to this year, and really the funds that have been brought in for the permits and everything that we do in the clerk's office, that's really only down by only $2,200. So in the whole scheme of things, I think that's pretty good, considering that there were some months that people didn't want to come out at all. And that's all I have. Thank you.
No problem, thank you.
Jason, before you
Sure.
report, I'm remiss in mentioning something.
Sure,
I
please.
wanted to thank Kathy for going to visit North Greenbrier Terrace to look at a drainage issue. And I wanted to thank Bob and the highway department. When you guys did the chip and seal on that road, the Crown is now pitching the water to the ditch on the other side of the street. So it eliminated the problem. There hasn't been a major rain event to see if that's still the case. So we might need to go back and look at it, but I was remiss in reporting that, so thank you both.
Very nice. All right. I guess I'll, as the supervisor and chief financial officer, I will say, the town clerk is accurate. The bookkeeper and I did an assessment on fees just the town collected. Obviously, there's been a lot of discussion regarding what is budget season and the impacts of the pandemic and social distancing, shutting down businesses, et cetera. The things that the town could control were almost on par, if not in some cases actually higher than last year. So those fees, it's interesting to say that since the pandemic, we never really shut down. We closed our doors, and that was our way, because we have a limited staff of making sure that the employees and everyone remain safe with social distancing, masks, and hand sanitizer. But our fees are almost on par with last year. So, I guess I'll say thank you to the public for heeding the guidance from New York State, but also that financial impact. That is one of the areas that is a little lessened when we start talking about the budget very, very, very soon. Obviously, state funding and other things is a completely different topic of discussion. I won't get into that now, but if you've seen the news anytime recently, we all know what's going on with the state budget. With the budget, I will segue over to one of the other parts of my report. Is that on September 9th, myself and John Tobia from North Collins, we partnered and worked with Tom Dean Henley, the comptroller, and the deputy comptroller, Alia Arbach. We held a meeting to really try to get a grasp of what we can anticipate from the state this year. Again, that's pretty much exactly what we're hearing in the news, is what was discussed earlier on. We're looking at an easy potential 20% reduction, if not more. The governor does have it in his emergency order that he can go back and scale back even additional funding potentially. But again, let's be realistic. This is not a political statement, it's just the facts. New York State was already billions of dollars, struggling with a multi-billion-dollar deficit. It's gotten worse because of the pandemic, and even the comptroller himself stated that if towns are not doing multi-year planning, which is what we are doing, is to start doing it, because the impacts of this are going to be felt and planned out for probably the next 5 to 6 years. So this is definitely something that is going to affect all of us. It's not just the tiny town of Boston, it's all towns across New York State right now. So that is not the most positive news, but that is exactly what we're up against. So again, the board will be doing what we can to come up with a solid budget with as minimal impact to the community as possible. Congregate dining I'm very happy to say it's back finally for the town of Boston. Today was day number 3. The town had to submit a plan to the county to be approved, but the seniors who have attended the congregate dining program are beyond ecstatic that they can come back in and socialize. It's fantastic to see. So that will be a success, I'm sure, going forward, and Erie County will be popping in from time to time, and they're always available to help us out with any questions. Kathy's right about the drainage kickoff meeting. I had that on my list. I think that went very well. It's something that we were all working pretty diligently on to address drainage issues that have been longstanding issues in the town of Boston. So more details to follow on that. Yesterday, just a quick update, I did renew the state of emergency while we're still in the middle of the pandemic. The reality is it's probably not going to go away just because of funding sources and the ability to really just kind of, it is what it is. There's no better term other than to react to any other potential unforeseen circumstances. So state emergency was renewed. The emergency orders are required to be renewed every 5 days, and those will be renewed. Right now, there's really no restrictions or anything under the town's emergency orders. Everything is under the county and state. Very positive news from our assessor I received today at about probably 2:15 to 2:30 this afternoon, but she wanted me to report at the meeting tonight that all school districts have reported a tax decrease. So no matter where you live in our wonderful little town of Boston, all school districts are reporting a tax decrease. So that is some very positive news. And Spectrum had reached out to my office, actually something Councilwoman Lukacek and I both worked on, was the expansion over on Enser and Fedek Road. Mark Meyerhofer from Spectrum/Charter Communications reached out, said that the final connection was made, and now with that connection, Boston has approximately 97% coverage. Obviously, there are still areas where we are working on it. Haven't forgotten about the residents that do not have internet. We understand with the pandemic that with kids being home, webinars for school, other things that's a need. We're doing what we can to work with Spectrum. I have seen on social media people have asked, so I figured I'd report on it, regarding Verizon. Verizon does not have I know it keeps coming up, and I answer this frequently, but sadly Verizon Fios will likely not be extended throughout the town of Boston. They're focusing on their 5G efforts. That is something that's coming from the top down, from their executive level. So fiber is just, it is what it is. It's expensive, and right now everybody has one of these electronic devices or a tablet, and they want internet and access to communication almost everywhere, so that is the focus from Verizon. Let's see, outside of that, I did report at the last board meeting, I just want to touch base on it just one more time, is that the CARES Act local government distribution from the Erie County Executive's Office is providing all municipalities across the county up to $1 million. I just want to clarify, it's up to. Some people have asked that, well, it is $1 million, and it's not. It's up to $1 million for costs associated with managing the pandemic. It does not cover overtime. It does not cover labor hours. But for PPE, other let's say laptops, that's something that we'll probably look at exploring. So heaven forbid, but if we do go back to wave 2 or it gets really bad, we can actually send our staff home and have them offer the ability to work from home, which is part of the governor's plan that's coming up that all towns need to do. So we did what's called a needs assessment for all the offices. Myself and my assistant had compiled a list of all the material, we'll be submitting that to the county, and those are all expenses that we essentially have to incur or have inked out a contract in order to be reimbursed, so that those will follow FEMA guidelines. But the good news is it stays out of our budget, hopefully, but it is money that we do have to spend. So we did look at all the different departments throughout the town to see what we actually needed. That's what I have there. And last but not least, and here's my segue here, is that for those that have not heard yet, the governor on Labor Day signed into legislation that requires all public employers to create a contingency operation plan to protect the public workers in the future health emergencies. And this plan, which is going to be required by all municipalities and all governments, the plan requirements include a list and description of positions and titles considered essential, protocols of which will enable non-essential employees to work remotely, a description of how work shifts may be staggered to reduce overcrowding, protocols for procuring, storing, and distributing PPE, which is personal protective equipment, protocols to prevent the spread of disease if an employee is exposed, symptomatic, or test positive, and protocols for documenting hours and work locations of all employees for contact tracing purposes, and protocols for coordinating with applicable government entities for temporary emergency employee housing. So there is going to be a webinar through the Association of Towns, which is going to be on October 7th. I plan on attending that. They'll provide us templates, but that is something that is required by all local governments. In my personal opinion on this, I think it's not a bad thing. In the corporate America world, it's called disaster recovery planning or contingency planning or even legacy planning, depending on who you want to talk to. For government, it's kind of some of the things that actually this board has already started doing before this, but now we're kind of full steam ahead on this initiative. So, it's one more thing we'll kind of add to our docket here, and we'll get it taken care of to take care of the town of Boston and all of the respective employees. Outside of that, that's all I have for tonight. So it's great to see everybody. Thank you, everybody, for your time. And with that, I will close the meeting at 8:02, I'll call it.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Carabini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Are you guys all set on where I stand on the governor's executive orders?
Yeah, I think we heard loud and clear.